This
just give an
conference will
overview of
now be
all the things
recorded.
that we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday we started with Excel introduction. So where I said Excel is part of the MS Office suite. Okay, so basically it's a spreadsheet tool. So what is a spreadsheet? Basically, spreadsheet is nothing but something which will contain something like rows and columns. Okay, so as I told you, there will be a total of, okay, so there will be a total of, if you can just go down here, so there will be a total of 1048576 rows, and there will be 16340 columns. Okay, so and whenever I'm talking about the Excel spreadsheet, so we are talking about the rows and columns, so where we can have the data. Okay, so we can have the data. Okay, so okay, so let me just take off these details. So we have the data, so which are given in cells. So which are given in cells. So this is the data. So now basically when I take up the data, so we call this as like range. Okay, range. So now SNO will be ranging from A9. So what we call it A9. Okay, SNO will be ranging from A9 to, like say, A20, okay, A19. Okay, SNO will be ranging from A10 to A19. So A is the column number and the 9 is the row number basically. Okay, so in that way you are going to look at this. Okay, so name. So randomly I just kept it here. Okay, so name and quantity, so we just filled the details, and here price per piece. Okay, and then total quantity. So instead of doing manual calculation, we can apply a function. So for applying the function, we have the function field. Okay, so we have the function field. So what the function field will uh, so what the function field can do here, so function field can help us applying a formula. Okay, applying a formula, so we will have a formula. So what is total quantity basically? So total quantity is nothing but quantity into price. Okay, so total quantity or total price I should say. So we can just change this name. So we will call it as total price. So what is the total price? Total price is nothing but multiplication of these two results. So then how can I do the thing here? I should use equal to. So I'm giving a formula. As I'm giving a formula, I'm giving equal to. So equal to, bracket open, I'm adding this two. Okay, and I'm adding these two here. Okay, C10. So I am taking quantity, and I am also adding the price. Okay, I'm also adding the price. Okay, so but both of them should be multiplied. So now if you observe here, we are having two 500. So 2 into 500, which is 1000. So next, there is no need to write the same formula here again. I just have to drag it down here. So when I just drag it down here, what will happen? So to drag it down, so always wait for the plus symbol here. Always wait for the plus symbol and just drag it down like this. Okay, so once you drag it down like this, so you will be getting all the values like this. Okay, so now I want a discount to be given. Okay, so I want a discount to be given. Now basically we have the discount in this particular column. Now I have to apply the 10% discount. Okay, so now for example, if you see here, it is like C10 D10. Okay, so it is C11 D11 C12. So means it is referencing these two line by line. But this 10 has to be referenced at a time. Okay, so this 10 has to be referenced at a time. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to say total price minus, okay, so total price into, okay, so what is the discount here? So discount is 10%. So discount is 10% means I will have to say, so this particular column has to be taken. So we will say, okay, so we will say this is like J, so J10. So dollar J dollar 10. So dollar J dollar 10. Okay, so dollar 9, sorry. So dollar 9 means we are referencing to this column only, or to this particular value only. Okay, so so into, so we have to divide by 100. We are divided by 100. So now, okay, one second. So I have to close this. So now you see discount. So what is the discount here? 10%. So 10% discount on 1000 rupees item is going to be 900. So now previously what we did, C10, D10. So this is C11, D11. But if you drag this, so what you observe is for this also you are getting that J9 only. Okay, so for this also you are getting J9 only. So for this also you are getting J9 only. So this is the way that we try to take up J dollar J dollar 9. So mixed reference in the sense, so you can have the column fixed or the row fixed. Okay, so that kind of examples and all we will see later. So this is what we have known yesterday, how to do this and all. So, and total discount, so what is the total discount applied here? So total discount applied, if I ask you, it is nothing but total price minus discount. Okay, so total price minus discount. So what is the discount here? Discount is 100 rupees, and here discount is 125 rupees, 33 rupees, 161 rupees, 149 rupees. So like this you can have the discounts also. So this is what we have done yesterday. Okay, of course we will do many more things like this, as it was just an introduction class yesterday. So I just wanted to show you what exactly we are going to do throughout our data analysis course. So this is just a sample basically. Okay, right. So now today what we will do is, so we will try to understand the structure. Okay, so but before going to understand the structure, so I need to tell you that this whole thing is called the workbook. Okay, so and these are called the worksheets. Okay, so workbook and the worksheet. So if you want to open a new workbook, so you can just go here, say Excel, and you can open the app. Okay, so Excel app will be open. Okay, Excel app will be open, or you can easily go for Control N. So Control N, it's nothing but Control New. Okay, Control N. So we'll have some shortcuts also. So in that way you can open a document. Okay, so you, you can open a document, a new document. If you want to open an existing document, so just go to File, Open. Okay, so suppose this is my data set. Okay, so this is my uh, right. So okay, so just let me, right. Okay, one second. Yeah, so this is my data set. Okay, so what exactly I have done here, I've tried to open a existing document. Okay, existing document. So you want to open existing document, you can go and say open, and you can select whatever the file is and all, you can do that, right? So these are the common things that we can do generally. Okay, then coming to the point, uh, this is all what we discussed. So we are coming to the ribbon. So what is a ribbon basically? So ribbon means this complete thing is known as a ribbon. Okay, so this complete thing is known as a ribbon. So when I'm talking about a ribbon, This is called as a ribbon. So as you can see, there are many tabs. Okay, so we have file tab. So what file tab will do here? So file tab will help us to open a new document, to create a new document, to open an existing document. So it also helps us to share, and it also help us to give some properties. Okay, so you can see options. So it will give some properties. So we'll be talking about various properties and everything. So if you go for the options, okay, so here you can observe, so font size, so I want to make it 20. Okay, so 20 by default. Okay, so view, normal view. Okay, so include 3 sheets. Okay, so include 5 sheets if I'm saying. So I'll say okay. So once I'll restart, sorry. Okay, so save it. So you can save it and keep it anywhere else. Okay. So now let me open a new document. So I'll just go for Excel. So Excel app. Okay, so new Excel app is opened here. So with the options, I think I did not save the options. Okay, while getting new workbooks, okay, it kept the option. Okay, 5 sheets came into the picture. Okay, so 5 sheets by default coming into the picture. So this did not change. I'll check it out. Okay, so now this is the way that we can make use of the file. Next, coming to the home tab. So home tab will contain most useful, okay, so most useful options. Okay, so what is the home tag will tell you? Home tab will tell you. So home tab will provide the basic facilities. Okay, basic facilities mostly used. So those kind of facilities. Okay, so that can be used. Then we will talk about we'll talk about the insert. So what does insert do? Insert will give you the insertion of, like, say, pivot table. Okay, so table, pictures you want graphs. Okay, so you want graphs. So you want sparkline, like these are some kind of graphs. So you want filters, links, comments. So if you want a text box, okay, so if you want a text box, so this is a text box basically. So it can insert, so it can insert all those things. Okay, so we can have a symbol. Okay, so if at all any symbol you want, okay, so we can have a symbol somewhere. Okay, so that is how insert is used for. So insert is used for inserting. Insert is used for inserting the elements. Okay, so inserting the elements. So whenever I want to insert the elements, okay, so I can use the insert. So there are various elements that you can see here. So all those elements will be insert. Next is page layout. So page layout more looks into page settings. Okay, so width of the page, height of the page, so background. Okay, so backgrounds, if you want to select any particular background from the system, so you can do that. So then you can so just you can make some elements to bring forwards and backward alignment. Okay, center alignment. So all those kind of things. Okay, so grid lines, so these grid lines are not shown. Cells are there, but we are not looking at the grid lines. Okay, so these are the grid lines. Okay, right. So like this, page related things will be there here. Okay, coming to the formulas. So in the formulas you can see there are, this is custom formula. Okay, custom formula. So if you want to insert any particular function, okay, so you can go for it. Okay, so auto sum, it has some set of functions. So financial functions, logical functions, text based functions, date time functions, lookup functions, okay, mathematical functions, and many more, of course, statistical, engineering. Okay, so all these kind of things. So basically it is used for giving the formulas onto the Excel. Formulas onto the Excel. Now coming to the data, so here it is most important thing. So here we will be working with so many analysis. So we will be getting the text from already available files, so from the web or from a table. So we can write uh, some kind of things like removing duplicate data validation. So this also plays a very important part in the analysis. We will do that. So next is review. So review means how we can uh, protect the sheet. Okay, so suppose I want to protect the sheets, I want to protect some columns. Okay, so I want to protect the workbook, so by keeping passwords, all this help will be done by the review tab. Okay, so view tab will help you how you can look at the uh, chart. Okay, now you can look at the excel. So how you can look at the excel, how we can zoom in, zoom out. So now for example, if I want to have uh, uh, a selected zoom, okay, so I can select this. So this is how we can uh, work with, so we can work with the excel view. Help means some help, some background help, you can get it, so not very much useful. So these are the things, these are the tabs that help you out in working with the excel. Okay, so working with the excel. Now for example, whatever I have opened will is a workbook. Okay, so what I told you just now, so it is a workbook. So it is a workbook. So under workbook you have 5 sheets. You have 5 sheets. So these 5 sheets can also be renamed. Okay, so that we know already. So next up we will be understanding about uh, if you want to insert something, so you can just right click there and do the insert. Like, so if you say insert, so it can insert one more row, one more column. Okay, so like that it can work with. So that things, so you can insert, delete, rename, move or copy. Okay, so all those things. Okay, so then you can select a worksheet also. Okay, if you want to open, you can open. So if you want to go for the views of various sheets, that also you can do. Okay, so and then you can also work with so you can also work with some existing data as such. Okay, so all that things are very much useful to you. Okay, right, so you can just navigate whatever sheet you want and all. Right, so these are the simple things that you need to understand as a part of our learning. So and very important is excel shortcuts. Okay, so these are the first few shortcuts that we will be learning, so more to go. So control n, what will control n do? Control n will open a new workbook. Now for example, okay, so I will show you how to use this control n. Okay, so there may be people who don't know how this works. So control you hold on and you say new. Okay, so okay, so we have to be in excel. So in excel, so I'll set control and I say n. So a new document is opened. Okay, so you can see book 5. Book 5 I will close and again I will say control n. Now you see book 6 is open. Like this, a new file will be opened. A new file will be opened. Okay, so to open a saved workbook, so to open a saved workbook, so there are many workbooks which are already saved, so you use control o. So control o, so whatever is there, so previous one if I want to open, so now it got opened. So this is the file which I was working with yesterday. Okay, so I was doing the work yesterday, right? So this is the file. Okay, so that's how you can open a existing file. Okay, so you can open a existing file. So then there are some more shortcuts to learn, very important shortcuts. So control s will definitely save the workbook, control c copy, control v paste. So x is to cut, so w is to close the workbook. Okay, so if you say control w, so control w, so it closed the worksheet. Okay, so there is one more worksheet here, so control w, Okay, so first I need to, yeah, so save. So save it. So close. So control W means, so for whichever thing is there, so it will work on that, no problem. So control W. So delete, definitely you can delete. So if you want to open a new one again, control N. So control N. Okay, so it is Word file. So we will have to be in Excel. Excel, from there you need to call control N, then only it will be opened, of course. Okay, so now control N. So new one will be opened as I told you. Okay, so in that way you are working with the Windows. Okay, so working with the Windows, right? Okay, now control P for printing, control Z for undo. Okay, so now, so if somebody is asking you what is the definition, so you can say Microsoft Excel is a computer program that lets you create tables to store work of information like numbers and words. It will help you with calculations, making charts, and organizing data neatly. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? It is a software program that will help you to create the tables to store and work with the information. Okay, so work with the information that you have. The information that you generally have is numbers, words, okay, dates, so mostly those kind of things. Okay, now when we talk about a range, so what I told you yesterday, so now for example this is C3. Okay, so C3, so now I want to select the C header. Okay, so select the C header. So simply I'll just click on here. Okay, all the C will be selected. All the C will be selected. So C range. So this is the C range. Okay. Next, now for example I want to go for B2 to C4. So B2 to C4. This is the range I want to select. B2 to C4. Okay. Individually also I can select. Now for example I will select, so this one, I'll select this one, and I'll select this one. So I have selected three different cells also. But what you have to use? You have to use the control. You have to use the control. So with control you can do that. Okay, so filling, definitely filling is important. So two, you are writing it here, and if you're dragging all the way down, so it will be all twos. Okay, now for example if you are writing 2 4, and if you are doing a, now for example I will say 1, and I'll drag 5, so I got all ones. Now I'll say 1 2, so shift here, and you can drag here. Okay, so you can use download key also. Okay, so you can use download key also, and you can drag. So like this, if you drag, so it will be 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so in that way you are going to take the things, right? So that is selection. So of course you can have the date also. So now for example 6 13 20 30. So what it is, we are entering the date. So now for example if I am entering a date, okay, 66 13 20 30. So this two means it is a 3-day gap. Okay, so 3-day gap, so you are getting 13 16 19 22 25 28 and 1. So it's a 3-day gap here. Okay, so 3-day gap, so that is why your data is filling in such a way. So now you can write data in your own format. So suppose if I'm writing 28 4 1991. Okay, so 28 4 1991. So what we can do here is, so suppose if I'm dragging it. Okay, so if I'm again dragging it, so now what is changing? Year is changing. So 91 92 93, year is changing. So here year is changing, and we are not seeing any change in the date or the month. Okay, so date or the month we are not looking any change. Okay, but anyhow, if you are just using two values. Okay, so if we are using two values and asking it the pattern. Okay, so let's say 30. So otherwise I'll do one thing. I'll say 28 2. So 28 to 1991. And if I say, okay, so 27 to 1991. Okay, so use the shift and drag it. Okay, so it is not coming like a date. Okay, so if it is not coming like a date, so you can change it also. Okay, so you can change the format. Okay, so you can change the format. So what you can do is, so this column should get the date value. Okay, should get the date value. So short date. Okay, so short date. So 28/02/1991. Okay, so now this becomes the date. Okay, okay, so it is not changed. So this becomes, okay, so somehow it is not happening, no problem. So date format may be changed, so we can change it later. Okay, so moving a range, so it is easy task and all. So control copying, pasting, so all these notes can help you to do that. So we can even insert something in the middle. Okay, now for example I want to insert, so I want to insert, so it is asking shift cells right, so it is going to shift it. Okay, it is going to shift it. So now for example I will say insert entire column. Okay, so entire column is an insert. Okay, so and then I'll say insert shift cells down. So shift cell down means it is down, going down. So this is not getting disturbed. Okay, so it is only happening with this particular thing. Okay, so then you have the option like insert, everything will have a shortcut, right? Okay, entire row. So entire row we are saying, so that is why it is changing. Okay, so in that way you are looking at, okay, so now you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so in that way you are going to have the things. Okay, now coming to the formulas and functions, as I've shown you a simple formula a1 and a2. So you are adding a1 and a2, but we have something like inbuilt functions. So inbuilt function something like sum. Now for example I want to add all these numbers. Okay, I want to add all these numbers. So here I can go for, okay, so I can go for something like, okay, sum. So if you can see here, auto sum. Okay, auto sum. So what is auto sum shortcut here? Alt plus equal to. So if you say alt equal to, it automatically give you, so alt equal to. So here in the notes I'll add, so what is the shortcut here? So shortcut is nothing but alt plus E. So how you are going for alt plus E here? Alt plus E means, sorry, alt plus equal to means, so simply go here. So I'll show you with the on-screen keyboard, because with that help you can easily understand. So let me take it off. So let me go here and then, okay, alt equal to. Okay, so alt, you hold on alt and say equal to. Okay, fine. Once again, so once again, so I will say alt equal to. Okay, so you got 21. So how you got 21? So I said alt equal to, that's it. So alt equal to will do the sum. So here you can see, if I am just clicking that, If I'm just clicking here, so result is the same. Okay, just directly clicking on auto sum, the result is the same. Okay, so in that way you are looking at one of the functions. Okay, alt equal to. So if you want to enter a formula by yourself, you can do that also. Okay, so you can do that also. So if you want to insert a formula by your own, you can do that, but where you have to do, you have to do in the formula bar. So where is the formula bar here? So formula bar is here. Okay, so now for example I want to add d64 to 69, d64 to 69. So is equal to d64. Okay, sum of. Okay, so sum of, directly also you can write, no problem. So sum of d64 to d69. Okay, sorry. So d64 to, why I'm getting date here. Okay, so it is given as date column. So go for general. Okay. So here I can write is equal to sum of. So I can just drag it like this also. Okay, so I can drag it like this also. So in this way, you can go for the formulas. Okay, so you can go for the formulas. If you want formulas to take place, so that's the way you go for it. Okay, right. Of course, to edit the formula, you can just go here and do. Now you can say something like average. So average of, okay, so average, so AGE. So average of all this. Okay, so which is 3.5. So what exactly we are trying to tell you? We are trying to tell you that we can have the formulas, some inbuilt formulas, or you can type on your own. Okay, so in this way you can get it right. So suppose for example, if I'm saying count, so count means a total of 6 values. Okay, so in this way you can determine some of the functions. Okay, right. So those are the things. uh, of course you can do copy paste, you can do all kind of things, right? But as I'm telling you, practice is very very important. So first of all, normal data only. So later on we'll have some bigger data. So now normal data, normal numbers also will do. Okay, right. So now, so let's say I want to use some average, these are common. Now I want to use some specific function called countif function. Okay, so countif function. So what is this countif function? Just giving you an idea, that's it. Countif function. So what is a countif function? So countif function will help you out in just checking. Okay, now for example, from A1 to C2, how many values are bigger than 5? Okay, how many values are bigger than 5? So just to give you an idea what exactly I am doing here, so I will say, okay, so is equal to count if. So count if. Okay, so count if. So we have to select the range. Okay, so we have to select the range. In that, greater than or equal to 4. Greater than or equal to 4. Okay, 1 second. Okay, count if we want to. Okay, correct from the right. So comma. Okay, so I need to keep it like this. So greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so how many values are greater than or equal to 3? Okay, so greater than or equal to 3. So there are 4 values. Okay, So like this, you can use the functions. You can use the functions. So if you want to have more, uh, if you want to have more clarity on this, so you can also go for its documentation. Okay. So how can you check out its documentation? So you can. Okay, one second. So if you want to go for its documentation, so you can just click on help. Okay, so you can just click on help, or you can see so now what is a function? So insert, so you can go with the insert also. So insert, okay, let me just clear this. So insert, so here what you can say, so here you can go for, okay, where is function here? Okay, so here also it will work. So it is a statistical function. So you can just go for count if. So okay, so here you can give the range. So range you can select. Okay, so range is selected and you have to give the criteria. So greater than or equal to or greater than 3. So like this also will work. Okay, so here you can click. Okay, so here you can click and here you can work with it. So many things like this we are going to check out. Okay, so this is how very easily we can use the function. There are many functions to come. Okay, now when you look at various things, okay, as I told you this, so we can go for it. Okay, so now we need to go for using the ribbon. So here what I'll do is I will go for a file which is already there, which is dataset.xls file. Okay, so I will open that file, so which I saved in my page. So open dataset. So this file I have opened, and if you can look at here, so you have a lot of data. Okay, so let me just maximize it for you. And if you want all of them to be in the center, you can go for the, so you can go for center. Okay, so you can go for center. So here also you can do so center. So or else the amount you want to make it on the right, so you can do this, because these are common things which you use in word and all. So last name also, if you want to make it like this, you can do it. Okay, country and quarter we did not do. So last name Smith, sales this much, country this much. Okay, so now if you see, so this is custom. So custom in a sense, in my style I created. Okay, we'll come back to that. So the next thing here we are going to learn is, so I want to create a table. Okay, table is more easily help us to analyze. Okay, so for analysis table data is important. Okay, now we need to make this table into, I mean make this data into a tabular form. So what I will do, I will just select insert table. Okay, so insert the table. So and I will select all the columns. So now dollar a, $1 to dollar d, $15, a1 from here to, from up to d15. So we have selected the range. So just say okay, my table has headers. If I say this, okay, so you will get the color also. Okay, you'll get the color. So now this has become a table. Now table means analysis will be better. Okay, table means analysis will be better. Okay, so that's the meaning basically. Okay, so what I did here, I just click any single inside and just I said click table. So all the things are given. So here it is now converted into a table. Okay, so this is a table now. So use the drop down arrows to quickly sort and filter. What do I mean by sorting and filtering? Now for example, I want only quarter one details. So I'll just select here and I say quarter one. So this is analysis for you. Okay. So who are in the quarter one? Williams, Jones and Smith. Okay. Okay. So who are in only USA in quarter one? Okay. So we have Smith only of country USA in quarter one. Okay. So now if I want to remove the filter, I can say this. Okay. Now I want only details of USA. Okay, so only details of USA. So I have to now remove the filter. All the filters you can remove. Okay, so you also remove this filter. So now again all the data will be back. Okay, so now I want only USA. Okay, so I want only USA. So only USA people. Okay, I want in USA how many are greater than 10,000 pounds, $10,000. Okay, so here you need to apply conditional formatting. So now text data, it's okay. So it is very small data, it's okay. But when you are looking at this sales numbers, then you need to add some function. So we'll talk about that function later. For now, we will not go into the depth. So again, take off the filter. So if you take off the filter means you just say select all here. So select all means all the data will be selected. So in that, if you are filtering, I want only UK details, I want only US details, so you can do it like this. Okay, so this is the way that we can create a table. Okay, so create a table. Okay, so create a table. Okay, so now sometimes what happens is I don't want this ribbon to be shown. Okay, so I can just okay, so I don't want that ribbon to be shown. Okay, so then I can say collapse the ribbon. Okay, it will not be shown. Okay, again, so here again you say collapse the ribbon out so you can get it. Okay, so these are the things that we have to know today. So if you have any doubts, any questions regarding anything in today's session, you can ask me. So I'll be sending you these files and everything. Yeah, any doubts, any questions? Okay, thank you.